Welcome back to our full replay of the Waukesha Parade attack trial, the conviction of Darrell Brooks. We are at the morning of day 5 of the jury being present. Brooks is getting more and more frustrated each day. This morning, he came in attack mode at Judge Doro. The Bonesteels from Citizen Bank will be testifying today. At the end of the video, we have their audio interview with law enforcement. It's all time-stamped if you would like to fast forward and then come back to their testimony. So let's get to it.
Calling State of Wisconsin versus Darrell E. Brooks, case number 21 CF 1848. May I have the appearances, please?
Morning, Judge Sue Opper, Leslie Daisy, and Zach Woodshaw appearing for the state.
Sir, would you please state your name for the record?
I'm here as a third-party intervener in that matter, appearing as authorized representative for my client. I accept for value in return for value all of the charging instruments in this matter and make my exemption available for discharge of all obligations and charges connected with this case. I do not dispute any of the facts in the charging instruments.
Right, the record should reflect that the individual known to this court as the defendant, Darrell Brooks, is present in court. He's in custody, but he is wearing street clothes. He's wearing a suit and tie and a mask. And good morning once again to everyone.
Also for the record, I do not identify by that name or consent to being called that name.
So noted. All right, Mr. Brooks, do you have a 13th subpoena? As we discussed yesterday, you wanted to call 13 witnesses. I told you you had until this morning to fill out another subpoena and give it to the state so that they could review it.
Yes, I do.
All right, can you hand that to the bailiff, please? I'll just take a look at it quick. Mr. Brooks, I'm reviewing this for completeness, and you have simply put on here State of Wisconsin plaintiff. That's an entity. You have to name a person, sir. The date. Well, the date we would fill in. So I'll have it shown to the state, and they can let me know their position on that.
Any legal basis why that would not be accepted, Your Honor?
You have to have a person named, sir, so that they can come and testify. You only have an entity named.
Is it not true that under the Sixth Amendment I have the right to face my accuser?
Mr. Brooks, let me hear from the state.
Yes, Your Honor, I agree with the court's assessment. The subpoena does not state a person. The subpoena form specifically indicates that the person requesting the subpoena is to indicate the witness's name and address. Mr. Brooks has simply written the word State of Wisconsin plaintiff for the witness name. The State of Wisconsin is an entity. It's not a person. The State of Wisconsin cannot testify at these proceedings, so the subpoena should be rejected, Your Honor.
Your Honor, on the grounds that every document that was filed in this matter stated that the State of Wisconsin was the plaintiff, which would lead me to believe that the State of Wisconsin is who's bringing the claim against my client. How could they not be subpoenaed to testify if they're the plaintiff? And under the Sixth Amendment, I have the right to face my accuser. My accuser in this matter is the plaintiff, which is the State of Wisconsin. Attorney Opper also brought up that it didn't have an address on there. None of my subpoenas had addresses, as we went on the record, and that was stated that a lot of the paperwork that I have don't have a lot of the people's addresses on there. And those subpoenas were accepted. So I don't see the difference with this subpoena not being accepted for the reasons that Attorney Opper just stated.
Mr. Brooks, in relation to that subpoena, based upon my review for completeness, this court would note you have not named a person, you've named an entity, and the subpoena will be kept on file as part of the court record, but I'm not going to require the state of Wisconsin to testify in this case because they are an entity and you have not named a person.
Are they not, or are they not the plaintiff, Your Honor?
They are the plaintiff in this case, sir.
And why are they not able to testify, being that
Sir, you've named an entity, not a person. People are called to the witness stand to testify. You have had an opportunity to cross-examine every single person who has been called by the state to testify in this trial. I believe that your Sixth Amendment rights have been complied with.
Not if I'm not allowed to face my accuser, Your Honor. My accuser in this matter would be the state of Wisconsin. And with all
Sir,
due
I believe
respect,
your Sixth Amendment rights in that regard have been complied with.
I'm requesting a written judicial finding of fact and conclusion of law on this issue for the grounds that I just stated. It was seen, based on the Sixth Amendment, that I'm not being awarded the chance to face my accuser, which I should be awarded that based on the Sixth Amendment. If I'm not able to face my accuser, then how can a claim even stand? How can a claim be brought against my client if I'm not able to face the accuser?
So this case is a criminal case in a court of competent jurisdiction in the state of Wisconsin, Waukesha County. This case was initiated initially by the filing of a criminal complaint. Then there was a preliminary hearing where probable cause was found. After that point, there was an information that was filed. And at some point, an amended complaint, perhaps even a second amended complaint, was filed as well, putting you on notice of the charges and the factual basis for those charges, along with the statutes that are alleged to have been violated. I'm not going to explain any further why you can't call the state of Wisconsin in the way that you've subpoenaed them or attempted to subpoena them for the reasons I've already stated. I understand where you might disagree with the court's ruling, but my ruling stands, and I'm not requiring the plaintiff in this case to serve that subpoena in any way for the defects I've already noted.
May I state for the record?
And I'm also not going to issue a written decision on that. The record speaks for itself.
May I state for the record, Your Honor, that I have not even seen a complaint in this matter, and the jurisdiction still has yet to be proven, which is another thing that needs to be challenged. There has not been proven that there's subject matter jurisdiction as of yet. There's no verified proof of it. There's no verified proof of even a claim, especially if I'm not allowed to face my accuser. And I don't understand how you can make that judicial decision, Your Honor, when it's clear discrepancies in the paperwork of this matter. Like I said, I have yet to see jurisdiction be proven. It has not been proven. I have yet to see a complaint. I have not seen that.
The court has provided you with, I believe it was the second amended criminal complaint, along with the information that was provided to you previously and noted on the record. I've already addressed your motion to dismiss previously. I'm not going to revisit that. There's no legal basis requiring me to do that, sir. The plaintiff in this matter has presented witnesses to establish venue. And again, as I've noted previously, it's a criminal case with criminal charges, with a second amended criminal complaint detailing the factual basis upon which these charges are based. We're a notice pleading state. And along with the information, you've been made aware of all of the charges and the penalties you face and the factual basis upon which the state has brought these charges. We are in the middle of trial. Your objections are noted. We will continue today with the jury trial.
For the record, may I respectfully move for interlocutory declaratory appeal on this matter, Your Honor?
Your request is noted for the record. I'm not an appellate court, sir.
For the record, may I move to stay these proceedings until this instant matter is adjudicated by a court of competent jurisdiction?
Your request is denied.
Based on what law or fact, Your Honor?
I've previously addressed the issue, sir, based on the law of the case.
Are you making a judicial determination that I'm not awarded my Sixth Amendment right to face my accuser?
I'm not making any such determination here today. All right.
What law or fact?
I'm going to turn to the district attorney's office. Do you have a witness available?
Yes, we're ready to proceed, Your Honor.
All right, our jurors here. All right, the jurors will be brought out, sir.
Your Honor, with all due respect for the record, you're avoiding my questions.
Mr. Brooks, I've addressed the issues that need to be addressed this morning. I've also addressed the same issues probably every day we've been in court. I know you may be dissatisfied with the response that I'm providing to you, but my responses stand.
It's not a dissatisfaction, Your Honor. It's a lack of understanding, which I don't have. I don't even understand the true nature and cause of the charges. And without
Mr. Brooks, you've been made aware of them multiple times.
I do not understand them, is what I'm saying.
I encourage you once again, if you don't understand anything, to seek the advice of an attorney. I cannot give you legal advice.
I'm not asking for that, Your Honor. I'm merely asking why are my constitutional rights being prejudiced? It states under the Sixth Amendment that I have the
Sir,
right.
I've already addressed this. Okay. We're not going to have any further argument on this topic. All right. Your Sixth Amendment rights are being honored no differently than any other defendant that has appeared in my court.
Have any other defendant not been awarded the opportunity to face their accuser?
You are facing your accuser, sir. Every single witness who's been on this stand, you have cross-examined.
None of those witnesses are making a claim. None of those witnesses are the plaintiff. None of those witnesses are identified as the injured party. An injured party has to make the claim, Your Honor. A living.
So it's my opinion that your belief as it relates to that is mistaken. It's not a lawful argument, and it's frivolous. I've directed your attention once again to the Beneby decision.
Is that not a federal case, a United States?
You're asking me for legal advice. I'm not going to provide that to you, sir.
I'm just asking what kind of case it was. Was it federal Supreme Court case?
It's a Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals case. We're in the Seventh Circuit, sir.
But you just stated that you're not a court of appeals. But you're citing a Court of Appeals case.
No, but Court of Appeals case law applies to this court, sir. I'm bound by legal precedent from the various courts that are above me.
And you're still not explaining how I'm not able to face my accuser, which is my Sixth Amendment constitutional right.
Sir, I'm not going to explain the law to you. I've made my decision. It stands.
I'm not arguing that part of it, Your Honor. I'm just merely stating for the record.
Yeah, I heard the door. Okay, thank you.
I'm merely stating for the record that I should be awarded my Sixth Amendment right to face my accuser.
Your objection is noted, sir, once again. We'll continue this morning. Thank you.
None of the witnesses that testify are the accuser. None of the witnesses that testify are the injured party, which a claim has to be made by a living, breathing human being.
Sir, I think you're confusing civil law with criminal law. That's what I'm saying.
I'm confusing. I'm not confusing any law. The Constitution says that I have the right to face my accuser, and under the Sixth Amendment, I'm not being awarded that constitutional right. I think that definitely needs to be on record, and that definitely is an issue that needs
Your
to be
objection's
raised.
noted, sir. If you believe I've erred in that regard, you can raise that issue on appeal if you are convicted.
May I put Your Honor on notice that I intend to appeal that decision?
Your statement's noted for the record.
Is that a judicial determination I will not be able to face my accuser, Your Honor?
I have not made any such determination, sir.
Will you be making a judicial determination?
Sir, I have not made any kind of determination that your Sixth Amendment rights have been violated. On the contrary, I believe this court has honored those rights.
Even with me not being able to face my accuser, which is the state of
Your
Wisconsin.
position is noted, sir.
Is that
Noted
a
for the
judicial?
record. I've already addressed it.
Is that a judicial determination?
Sir, the record speaks for itself.
Is that a judicial determination?
All right. I believe the jurors are coming out. All rise, please.
Are you going to answer that, Your Honor, or is
No.
that a tacit agreement?
I'm not going to answer that further. I've answered it multiple times.
Is it a tacit agreement?
It is not.
Then I should be awarded my Sixth Amendment right to face my accuser, or a judicial determination should be
The
made.
record to reflect that the jurors are coming in for the morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
The record should also reflect that I received no answer to that question.
And good morning to the remaining jurors who are filing in. Of course, we stand for you, so when you come in, you can have a seat. And thank you, everyone. Please be seated. State may call its next witness.
Thank you. The state will call Stefanie Bonesteel.
Good morning, Ms. Bonesteel. If you would please make your way to the witness stand, which is to my right. It is up a riser. When you get there, please remain standing. Raise your right hand. My clerk, Teresa, who's on my left, will swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Please have a seat. First thing I will ask you to do is to state your first and last names for the record and spell each.
My name is Stefanie Bonesteel, Stefanie Bonesteel.
Thank you so much. Go ahead, your witness.
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Bonesteel.
Morning.
Could you please tell me your occupation?
I am the head of the marketing area of Citizens Bank.
And directing your attention to November of 2021, were you tasked with assembling some co-workers to march in the Waukesha Christmas parade that year?
Yes, I was. That is a common thing that we do, is
Okay.
participate in parades.
Okay. And did you have a co-worker by the name of Jane Kulik?
Yes, I did.
What was Jane's role at the bank, please?
Jane was a teller at our Waukesha branch.
Okay. And did Jane agree to participate in the parade on November 21 of 21?
She did.
Were you there?
Yes, I was.
Did Citizens Bank have a float in the parade?
Yes, we did.
Could you describe that, please?
Yes, we had a float that was pulled behind a vehicle. It was decorated for the season, and we do not have anybody riding on our floats. Typically, we have people who walk alongside the float and hand out candy.
About how many people were participating with your group that afternoon?
That afternoon, we had 15 in our group, 8 employees plus 7 friends or family members.
Okay. Did you actually walk in the parade, ma'am?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And did Jane actually walk in the parade?
Yes, she did.
I'd like to display for the witness only exhibit number 47, please.
Go ahead.
In a minute, it'll show up on your screen. Just tell me when you see it, please.
I see it.
Okay. Do you recognize the people and the events that are depicted in exhibit number 47?
Yes, I do.
Do you see Jane Kulik in this picture?
Yes, I do.
Does this, are you in this picture?
I don't see that I am.
Okay. Did you walk in the parade with any family members?
Yes, my daughter and my son were there walking alongside with us, and my husband was driving the vehicle.
Okay. And the actual photograph that I've put up for you, you don't see yourself in that photo?
I don't think I see myself in this photo.
Okay. Do you see Jane Kulik in the photo?
Yes, I do.
Are you able to identify Jane in the photo?
Yes.
Do you believe this photo was a true and accurate representation of the way Jane looked that day as she walked in the parade?
Yes.
What do you remember about her clothing?
She had on a hat. I guess I would describe it as a Santa hat that looked like it maybe had a Mickey Mouse bow on top. And she had leggings on that were patterned. Several of us were wearing red ponchos that we provide to anyone who's participating in a parade. If they wish to wear them, we don't make them, but it's just another layer of warmth, and it then is obvious that we're part of the bank group with those red ponchos on. She is wearing a red poncho.
All right, permission to publish, or move to admit and permission to publish number 47, please.
Exhibit 47 is received. Permission to publish is granted.
Objection.
So, Ms. Bonesteel, the screen in front of you is a touch screen. Could you just circle or mark with an X where Jane is in this picture? Whoops. And it looks like maybe she's in the act of throwing some candy or something like that. Is that right?
Yes, that's what I believe. She must have those blue bags had candy in them.
Okay. Now, did there come a point you could take that down, please. Did there come a point in time when you were marching in the parade when something awful happened?
Objection.
Overruled. She may answer.
For the record, she did shake her head in the affirmative.
Yes.
Thank you. That was a yes. Okay. I'd like for you to kind of walk us through it as you remember it, okay? Start out by telling us, you and your kids, where were you as a relationship to the float that your husband was driving?
My kids and I were on the driver's side of the vehicle, but behind the vehicle a ways. I would say I was probably 10 to 15 yards behind the back corner of the float.
Okay. So there's the truck and then there's the trailer with the float on it, right?
Yes, the truck, we have a Suburban. The Suburban was pulling the float.
Okay. So you were the truck, the float, and then you're still 10 or 15 feet back.
10 or 15 yards.
10 or 15 yards, thank you. Back. Okay. And what's the approximate age of your kids?
At the time, my daughter was 13 and my son was 10.
Okay. So they're near you?
They were near me. I knew they were on the same side of the street as I was. I knew they were ahead of me, so closer to where the vehicle was.
Okay.
But I didn't know exactly where they were. They were also walking along and throwing out candy.
Okay. What do you remember next?
I spent a good time as the leader of the group. I'm always keeping my eye on everybody who is participating to make sure everybody's doing well. I also was, during this parade, looking back at the unit behind us Coincidentally, my daughter's two friends were part of the Waukesha Extreme Dance team, so they were performing
Okay.
in the unit behind us, and I, when I could, would look behind and glance at the girls dancing.
Okay.
At one point, I glanced behind me towards where the dance team was. I turned my attention that way because there seemed to be some sort of commotion. I can't explain what it was. Parades, if you've ever been in a parade, are very loud. There's music. There's a lot of crowd noise. But something made me look and think, what was that?
Okay. Something unique, something that wasn't right.
Correct.
Overruled. Her answer may stand. Keep that in mind going forward.
Go ahead.
I turned my attention back forward towards our group, and I again turned back towards the dance team because, again, something maybe I had heard, something maybe that, again, seemed out of place, and that's when I realized I saw headlights.
Now, were these headlights part of the extreme dance team or something else?
I realized within a second or two that no. I could see the truck. I believe it was a larger black truck that was part of the dance team's unit.
Okay.
I saw that, and to the right of that, so it would be the, again, driver's side of the truck is where I saw this other set of headlights.
Did the headlights get closer to you?
Yes. I quickly realized that the headlights were coming basically straight at me.
Were you able to get a description of this vehicle with the headlights driving in your direction?
As it passed, I realized it was an SUV.
Do you remember the color?
I do not.
Okay. You remember it was an SUV.
Yes.
Where were you when it passed by?
I was on the street. I was near the curb, but not up on the sidewalk.
Okay. Would that be the south side of the street or the left-hand side of the street as you're marching westbound? No, I'm sorry, south side of the street.
Yes, it would have been the south side of the street.
Okay.
And again, it appeared the headlights were coming straight at me and then turned a little to the right, so more towards the center of the street.
Okay.
Shortly before it passed me, I would say the vehicle passed me within 3 to 5 feet.
Okay. Were you able to see the driver of the vehicle?
No, I was not.
Okay. What did you do when this vehicle went past you?
Honestly, my biggest concern is where my kids were. I didn't know exactly what their positions were. More than I was concerned about getting out of the way, I was concerned that they were not in the path of this car.
Did you see the car continue past the float for Citizens Bank?
Yes. After it passed me and I was searching I did notice that there was a clear area on the street ahead of me, about to where the vehicle was. Not so much the float, but the vehicle. So there was
The one your husband's driving?
the one my husband was driving.
Okay.
Again, the street was fairly clear. So I was searching with my eyes and running up towards the crowd on the side, again looking to see if I could spot my kids. And that's when I noticed that there was a person in the street about where our vehicle was, about it's hard to tell exactly where, but I would say next to some part of the vehicle.
Your husband's vehicle?
Right.
Okay.
And this person was running forward. I assume trying to get out of the way.
Could you see who the person was?
At that point, I couldn't tell exactly who it was. I knew it was someone from our group because I could see the red poncho, and I could see the hat. I should mention that Jane was not the only one wearing a hat. There were two other people that were wearing the similar hats.
Okay. Did you see the SUV strike the person running in the red poncho?
I did.
Tell us what you remember, please.
I remember seeing the vehicle basically moving at a pretty high rate of speed towards the person that was running. I do remember seeing taillights, but not brake lights. And I, again, am watching this from the back. I think before I even remember seeing anything, I heard a very loud impact.
What did it sound like?
A very, very loud thud.
And then what?
At that point, I also remember hearing a very audible gasp. I don't know if that was from the crowd, the people watching, or if it was from the person that was struck. I then saw from the back, I guess it maybe wasn't enough of an angle. I could see that there was a person on the vehicle, and I did see the red poncho above the roof of the vehicle.
Okay.
At one point for a second.
Did the SUV then pass around your husband's truck on the driver's side?
Yes.
Overruled. Her answer may stand.
Where did you see it go?
I saw it continue forward around the front of the vehicle, and from there I lost sight of the vehicle, and at that point I just started going through the crowd and to find my kids.
Okay. Were you able to locate your kids?
Yes.
Were they physically injured in any way?
No, they were not physically injured.
How about you? Were you physically injured in any way?
No, I was not physically injured.
After you found your kids, you remember where you went or what you did?
I found my son first, and then I found my daughter within a few seconds of one another. I grabbed onto them. And a few seconds after that, my husband came running from where he was and grabbed onto us. At some point, I don't know who, I don't know if it was people from our group, I don't know if it was the crowd, but people grabbed us and moved us up onto the sidewalk.
All right, thank you, ma'am. I don't have any other questions at this point.
Thank you.
Mr. Brooks, any questions for this witness?
Yes, I do. For the record, I don't consent to that name. You stated that you were part of the parade as the Citizens Bank. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Was that your first time participating in the parade, or have you done it before that evening?
We have participated in probably 20 parades over the last 5 years. I have been in that particular parade at least once before.
Notice how she doesn't want to look at him.
You said that you saw headlights from the vehicle that was approaching. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
Do you recall if it was still daylight at that time?
I would say it was dusk.
And what would you consider to be dusk? Still light, or?
It was more dark than light.
Do you recall about what time of evening that was?
Based on when the parade started, I would estimate it to be about 4:30.
So from your recollection, it was more dark at 4:30 p.m. than light?
Yes.
And you also testified that the vehicle came 3 to 5 feet from you. Is that fair to say?
Yes, it is.
Would you say that's pretty close?
Yes, I would.
And you also said you weren't able to identify the color of the vehicle. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
So my question would be, with the vehicle being that close, how were you not able to identify the color of the vehicle?
Objection, argumentative.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Were you able to see a license plate from the vehicle?
I'm sure I would be able to see, but in a state of fear and panic, I wasn't able to register what it was.
So would it be fair to say that because of that same reason is why you wouldn't be able to identify the color of the vehicle?
Correct.
You also said you saw tail lights. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, I did.
Were the tail lights bright?
They were illuminated like normal taillights.
Would that for any reason be able to impede you from being able to see the license plates?
Objection, argumentative.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Do you recall where you Or let me back up. Did you go inside of any buildings after the incident?
Yes, we were asked to go inside of the Nice Ash cigar bar.
About how close was the Nice Ash cigar bar to where you were participating in the parade?
It was pretty much right there.
Would that have been on the side of the street that you were on or the opposite side?
That was on the same side of the street that I was on.
Do you recall if you were close to any intersections at that time?
I was more in the middle of the block than closer to an intersection.
Do you remember any cross streets? Because you said you were in the middle of the block. Do you remember the cross streets or the next cross street that would have been ahead of you?
I would not be able to name the street by name. I am not that familiar with downtown Waukesha.
Do you recall any side streets at all during the parade route?
I do remember crossing several of them.
Do you recall if they were barricaded in any way?
Most of the streets had a large number of people standing in them. Whether there were barricades behind the people, I am not sure.
Did you observe any law enforcement standing at those cross streets?
Yes, I recall seeing law enforcement at least some of the cross streets.
Can you testify that you did not see the driver? Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
Do you recall giving any police report or being interviewed by any law enforcement?
Yes.
Do you recall if that was the same day of the incident or in the days following?
I gave my statement to a police detective on Friday of that same week, the day after Thanksgiving.
So that would be around the 26th of 2021, November the 26th of 2021. Would that be fair to say?
I believe yes, it would be November 26th.
Do you recall why it would take almost a week to be interviewed or to make a report?
Objection,
Grounds.
argumentative, beyond the scope of the witness' knowledge.
Grounds.
Also calls for speculation on the part of the witness. It's sustained.
Do you remember who the law enforcement officer was that you gave your statement to?
He was a detective with the Waukesha, City of Waukesha Police Department. I do not recall his name at this time.
You stated that you don't recall seeing the path of the traveling vehicle after it had passed you. Would that be fair to say?
I did not see the vehicle once it had traveled beyond my husband's vehicle.
Did you see it strike anyone at that point?
I saw it strike a person when it was parallel next to my husband's vehicle.
Did you see it strike anyone after that point?
No, I could not see the vehicle past that point.
Did you see the vehicle strike anyone before it got to the location that you were at?
No, I did not.
Do you recall reading or seeing a complaint in this matter in any way?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained.
To the best of your knowledge, have you filed any claims in this matter?
No, I have not.
Would you consider yourself to be a party to this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Irrelevant.
Sustained.
Were you aware that it might be a possibility that you would be called to testify in this matter?
Yes, I did.
Were you in fact subpoenaed by anyone to testify in this matter?
Yes, I was.
Do you recall by whom?
By the state of Wisconsin.
And when you say the state of Wisconsin, who do you refer to?
Objection. Argument.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Have you had any interactions with the state of Wisconsin?
Objection.
Grounds.
It's vague. Sustained. You may rephrase if you so choose.
Did you have any phone conversations or any physical conversations with the state of Wisconsin?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained. You can rephrase if you would like.
Do you even know the state of Wisconsin?
Objection.
Grounds.
Argumentative.
Grounds.
Sustained.
It would be fair to say, based on your testimony, that you were in fact called to testify by the state of Wisconsin.
Objection. Asked and answered.
Grounds. I didn't even finish the question. Can I have the grounds on that?
Finish your question and then I'll rule.
Seeing as how that you were called to testify by the state of Wisconsin, it would be fair to say that you've actually saw the state of Wisconsin.
Objection.
Grounds.
It's vague.
Grounds.
Sustained.
To the best of your knowledge, would the state of Wisconsin be the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Irrelevant.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Can I have the grounds for the sustain?
Sustained.
Your Honor, with all due respect, the jury needs to know
Next
this. They deserve to know this.
Next question.
Are you aware that, to the best of your knowledge, are you aware that for a case there has to be an injured party?
Objection.
Grounds.
Irrelevant.
Grounds.
Sustained.
As you said, the state of Wisconsin called you to testify. Did they at any time identify themselves as an injured party in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Argumentative.
Grounds.
Irrelevant.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Reason for the sustain, Your Honor?
Continue, Mr. Brooks.
Any reason for the sustain?
It's sustained.
May I have the grounds, Your Honor?
Keep going, Mr. Brooks.
This is information that the jury deserves to know, Your Honor.
The jury is the judge of the facts only, and the court is the judge of the law. Keep going, Mr. Brooks.
No further questions.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You may step down.
Up next is Stefanie's husband, Adam. His testimony is really powerful because of the details he remembers.
You may call your next witness.
Thank you. The state will then call Adam.
Bonesteel.
Good morning, Mr. Bonesteel. If you would please make your way to the witness stand, which is to my right. It is up a riser. When you get there, please remain standing. Raise your right hand, and my clerk, Teresa, who's on my left across from you, will swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Please have a seat. The first thing I will ask you to do is to state your first and last names for the record and then spell each.
First name is Adam. Last name is Bonesteel. ADAM. BONESTEEL.
Thank you. Go ahead, your witness.
Thank you. Mr. Bonesteel, thank you for being here this morning, sir. I want to ask you about the events of November 21 of 2021, okay?
Yes.
Were you participating in the Waukesha Christmas parade that afternoon, sir?
Yes.
And what was your role in the parade?
I was driving the float for Citizens Bank.
And your wife Stephanie works for the bank, is that right?
Yes, I was volunteering with her and the rest of the family.
Right. And you said you were driving the float, is that right?
That is correct.
Were you driving a vehicle pulling a trailer with the float on it, or?
I was driving a Suburban pulling the trailer.
Okay. So you have a full-size Chevy Suburban?
Yes.
Just like a large SUV?
2019.
Full-size SUV?
Yes.
Okay.
Overruled. His answer may stand.
And the float was on a trailer behind you?
Correct.
Okay. Do you know about how long the trailer was, or the approximate size?
12 by, I would say, 8 feet by 12 feet.
Okay. Now, when the parade started out, were you alone in the car?
No.
Who was with you?
I had a 6-year-old daughter of one of the employees with me. She was in the passenger seat.
Okay. And other than that, you were alone in your car with her?
Her and I were in the vehicle, just us two.
Okay. Were you playing any loud music as part of your group's presentation?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you remember if you had the windows on your vehicle up or down?
The window on my side, driver's side window was down. On her side, it was slightly down.
Okay. And do you remember during the parade something unusual that your attention was drawn toward?
Objection.
Overruled. You may answer, sir.
Along the route,
Yes.
yes. It would be important to note that the groups got spread out.
Okay.
And it happens in parades where one's going faster and the others are going slower, and we got left kind of in the middle. We had a lot more people, walking. And so there was a gap. The dance crew behind us was a good half a block behind us. The dancing grannies in front of us were about another half a block in front of us.
Okay.
Driving in the parade, I generally, want to know where my walkers are, so I'm always in my mirrors, watching my speed. They come up, they grab candy off the trailer to throw to the crowd. So, you have to be very alert.
Okay. Now, you've driven in parades before.
Yes.
Because you're a good husband.
Yes.
Okay. And
Overruled.
the...
Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you say that, consistent with your practice, did you do that in this float? You're constantly aware of what your surroundings were? And people walking with your group?
Yes.
The people ahead of you and the people behind you as well?
Correct.
Okay. Do you know downtown Waukesha pretty good or okay or
No,
not very good at all?
no.
Okay. Do you know the parade route?
I did know the route, but I couldn't tell you cross streets. I can't tell you, those specifics.
Sure. Do you know where you were along the route when the trouble happened?
Well, I know the landmark would be the nice ash bar that was basically right. We were in front of where we were in that block when things transpired, just because they took us in when businesses were locking down. My vehicle got basically blocked in by emergency vehicles.
Okay.
I was not able to leave.
Sure.
And, when everything was going on, they basically took our group in. I started packing up like I could leave,
Okay.
getting the float packed up and just wanting to get my family home.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where police officers came by as they were taping off the area and said, "You can't be here."
Okay.
So my vehicle ended up staying there overnight.
Okay. So let's go back to the point where you noticed something was going on in the parade.
So, we had started, the parade route had gotten, with our groups kind of separated. I noticed when I had looked out my driver's side mirror that I saw headlights behind me, and I remember thinking briefly, what's the dance guy doing behind me? Why is he so far off to the left?
Okay.
Basically, when that thought was over, I heard the roar of an engine, and I was watching in my side mirror and saw a woman running kind of towards the corner of my vehicle, the back corner, in between, let's say by the tongue of the trailer, or trying to get to that point of my vehicle.
Okay.
And then saw the impact and heard it, as well as the roar of an engine.
Okay. Let's just break that down a little bit, okay? So first you notice the headlights, then you hear the engine, and you see a person running. Did you know who it was at that instant?
No.
Okay.
I had no idea who the person was.
Could you tell it was a member of your group?
Yes.
How could you tell that?
They had the red cloaks on.
Okay. So then you said you heard something?
Oh, yeah, I heard and saw the impact.
Tell us about
If you
that,
ever
please.
heard a car hit another car, or an abutment, or a deer, if anybody's ever hit a deer with their car, you've heard it. I watched the body fly up onto the hood, and her head snapped back, and the body remained on the hood as it passed the side of my vehicle to where I thought I could have just reached out and grabbed her.
So this happened that close to you?
Yes.
You saw all this with your own two eyes?
Yes.
Did the car continue past you?
Yes.
Where did it go?
The car veered kind of in front of me. I saw brake lights and saw what was Jane fall off the hood. He proceeded to, and she was basically on the right side of his vehicle, and he proceeded to run her over with the right front tire, then the right rear tire. And at that point, I was just focused on the body on the ground, but I remember hearing the roar of the engine again. And
How fast were you going?
2 miles an hour.
How fast would you estimate the other vehicle was going?
30.
Did you get a description of that other car?
It was red,
That's all you know?
like a box type back end.
Okay.
That's all I know. That's all. I thought my wife was the woman on the car. So you see your whole life going by you, in what you think is an act of terror because you don't know what's going on. And then a body's laying on the ground. And, at that point, that was my only focus. My vehicle, I threw it in park and ran to decipher if this was really who I think it is.
Okay.
Details of which direction the vehicle went after that, I cannot tell you. I'm sorry. It was tunnel vision right to the ground.
Of course. You do distinctly remember, though, seeing the red vehicle that you've described roll over the person on the ground.
Yes.
With both tires.
Yes.
Let's show you an item that's been marked as Exhibit 46, please. And we're going to put it up for you first and have you take a look at it. So, is it up on your screen, sir?
Yep.
And right now, the video is not playing. It's frozen on the first frame. Do you see that?
Yep.
Do you recognize what you're looking at here, sir?
Yep.
What are you looking at?
It appears to be Jane on the ground.
Is that what she looked like when you ran up to her?
She was on her side, face down. Yeah.
I'm going to ask
Those are the pants. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to have my assistant play this video through for you. It's a total length of 15 seconds, okay?
Yes.
I want you to watch it, and then I'll have some questions for you, okay? That was a full 15 seconds? Okay. Mr. Bonesteel, did you see yourself in that video?
Yes, I did.
Do you believe this video is a true and accurate representation of the events as you ran up to Jane on the
Yes.
street? Move to admit 46 and permission to publish, Your Honor.
Objection.
Exhibit 46 is received. Permission to publish is granted.
My objection be noted for the record, Your Honor.
It's noted.
All right. So, Mr. Bonesteel, in this frame, I don't see you in this frame yet, correct?
That's correct.
But we do see Jane laying there on the road, correct?
That's correct.
She's got the red top and the black plaid pants. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and play it all the way through, 15 seconds at normal speed. That's you right there in the khaki pants at the 6-second mark.
That is correct. Black sweatshirt.
That's you right there at the end. Sunglasses on your head. Okay.
Was that a yes?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Thank you, sir.
Do you know if medical assistance was provided to Jane?
I do not.
What happened?
Once I realized that it wasn't Steph, I ran back to find her
Okay.
and the kids. And I found them
Yeah.
back by the vehicle.
Okay.
After I had found them, my next thought was, oh my God, Addison's behind us. That's my daughter's good friend. And another friend was also there. And I ran back to find her.
With the extreme dance group?
Yes.
Okay. Did you find those girls?
I found Addison. Sam had been struck.
What's Sam's last name?
Coelho.
Okay.
I asked Addison if she wanted to come with us. Her mother was actually waiting at the end of the parade route, so she was en route to get her. But
Okay.
then I went back to my family and the rest of the group that we were in the parade with, and at that point the Nice Ash Bar was taking them in,
Okay.
and then I was just focused on getting out of there,
Yeah.
which didn't happen.
Did you learn later that Jane passed away due to her injuries from this collision?
We did learn that later. My gut feeling in that was that she had passed.
You mean when you went up and saw her?
Yes.
You felt she was either dead or close to death?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I don't have any other questions for you.
All right, Mr. Brooks, do you have any questions for this witness?
I do. Whew.
So freaking fake. His disconnection to victims is so far away that he has to cue it all up to act as he knows he should. It's really peculiar.
I apologize. I just needed a quick second.
If you didn't hate this man before, you do now.
At some point in your testimony, you stated that you heard, or rather you saw brake lights. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, I did.
To the best of your knowledge, what would be the only time you would see brake lights on a vehicle?
The point right before Jane fell off the hood.
I think you misunderstood my question. If you were driving the vehicle, would it be fair to say that the only time anyone would see brake lights would be if you hit the brake?
If the driver hit the brakes, the brake lights would go on the vehicle.
So it would be fair to say that the only way that you would see brake lights would be if the driver of the vehicle hit the brakes.
That would be correct.
You did state in your testimony that you did not get a look at the driver. Would that be fair to say?
That was never part of my testimony. Nobody had asked me that question. Are you asking me that question if I had seen the driver?
I do recall you saying that you did not see the driver, so I guess that's...
In my testimony?
Yes.
Oh.
Hold on. He's going to ask you a question, and I'm going to ask that you answer that, okay?
Okay.
So go ahead, ask your question.
Did you at any time see the driver of the vehicle?
No.
You did testify to when you were describing what you saw, you referred to the driver as he. Any reason why you would refer to the driver as he if you did not see the driver of the vehicle?
That would be like the proverbial we.
Well, there's males, there's females.
There are singles and there are togethers. I mean, when you say we, it's the proverbial we.
So
collectively, he would be along those lines as well.
is it fair to say that you could have just answered as we instead of he?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained. Next question, sir.
Matter grounds on that?
It's argumentative. Rephrase your question.
Any reason why you would answer that question as he?
Objection. Irrelevant. Argumentative.
Grounds.
Asked and answered. Sustained.
Were you able to get a license plate of the vehicle?
No, I was not. I was focused, like I had said, on the body on the ground. So I did not get the license plate.
After the vehicle had passed the vehicle that you were in, did you see the vehicle strike anyone after that point?
I did not see the vehicle strike anyone after the vehicle had passed me, other than driving over, like I had stated. the body that it had already struck.
Did you observe the vehicle strike anyone while it was approaching your position?
Clarify your question, please.
Did you observe the vehicle strike anyone while it was approaching your position?
Yes, I saw it hit Jane.
While it was approaching you?
While it was coming
Or
up.
your vehicle, rather?
Yes.
Did you observe the vehicle strike anyone else in that moment?
No, just Jane.
And you said you went into a building called the Nice Ash after that moment?
That was correct.
Do you recall about how long you were in the Nice Ash?
Hour and a half, maybe. I would pop in and out because I was trying to wrap up the float and get us out of there. And then once I was told that I cannot touch my vehicle nor the float anymore because the area was deemed a crime scene, we went back in and made a plan on how we were going to get all of us home and then proceeded to leave. But businesses, I believe, were locked down, so no one could get in and out. They were locking their doors. Every time I went out, they would ask me, knock on the door, because we're locking it.
Do you recall about what time it was at that moment?
No. These are thoughts that you don't think about when you've been through something like this. I didn't sit there and note down times. I'm not trained in this.
Do you recall if it was still daytime or nighttime?
The parade started around 4:30, so it gets, and it was cloudy, so it was dusk. I mean, city lights were on. Emergencies vehicles, when they were pulling up, you saw the sirens, on the streets. You saw it was dusk. It was getting dark.
Would it be fair to say from the Exhibit 46 video that you were shown that it was pretty clear?
Again, wasn't focusing on the sky.
Do you agree or disagree the video that you saw was clear? That was the question.
The video, the clarity of the video, or the skies? Please clarify
that it was pretty much still daytime. You can see everything pretty clear. Everything was.
You can see, yes, it was clear. It was dusk. Lights were coming on. If the city lights, street lights were coming on.
Would it be fair to say you can recall lights coming on, but not the driver of the vehicle?
I think that's asked and answered, Your Honor.
Objection. Grounds.
Overruled. He may answer.
I can remember lights coming on because they are stationary. The vehicle was traveling past me at a rate of speed with a woman that I thought was my wife on the vehicle. Was not really paying attention to who was driving the vehicle. Again.
So would it be fair to say you were paying attention to the lights?
No.
So what would lead you to believe that they were in fact coming on at that time?
Objection. Argumentative.
Grounds.
Asked and answered.
The video that I...
Hold on. There's an objection. I have to rule on it first. That's okay. The objection is sustained. Next question, sir.
Do you recall of the duration of time that you saw the brake lights?
No, I do not.
But you did, in fact, see brake lights.
Correct.
No further questions.
Any redirect?
Yes, briefly. Sir, after you saw brake lights, did you see the SUV or the red vehicle that you described ever come to a complete stop?
No.
Did you?
Well, there's been an objection. It's overruled. His answer may stand.
Did you at any time see the driver of the vehicle pull over, stop, and get out to investigate what he or she had just struck?
Objection.
Overruled.
No.
Did you ever see the vehicle come to a complete stop at any time?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained.
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You may step down. Statement called. Next witness.
The state would call Heather Rashadi.
The state would call, I'm sorry, she's not here yet. The state would call Matt Harris.
Matt Harris. All right. Thank you. All right, Mr. Harris, thank you for making your way up to the. When you get there, please remain standing. Raise your right hand. My clerk, Teresa, will swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir. Please have a seat. First thing I will have you do is to state your first and last names for the record and then spell each.
Matthew Harris, MattheWHarris.
Thank you. Go ahead, your witness.
Thank you. Mr. Harris, I'm going to draw your attention to November 21st, 2021. Were you at the Waukesha Christmas Parade on that date?
I was.
And were you a spectator? Were you a participant?
Spectator.
Who were you with?
There was a large group of friends and some family in that group.
Okay. So did you bring your family?
I brought my 2 daughters.
Okay. And was your wife there?
My wife was not there.
Okay. And how about just generally, approximately how many people were with your group?
I think our group had about 19 or 20 between kids and adults.
And where were you sitting or standing to view the parade?
We were right on the corner of Main Street in Clinton, right in front of the Steaming Cup.
Okay. I'm going to show you State's Exhibit number 51. It's going to display in the front of you on your screen. If you can just let me know when it's displayed in front of you.
Yes.
Does that accurately depict the corner that you were at to watch the Christmas parade?
It does.
I would ask the court to admit it into evidence and to publish it to the jury.
Objection. What is the relevancy of this particular exhibit?
Overruled. Exhibit, I'm sorry, can we have the number again? Is it 51?
51.
Exhibit 51 is receipt permission to publish is granted.
Sir, the screen in front of you is a touch screen, so can you kind of put in maybe a circle around the area that the 19 people that you were with kind of encompassed?
Pretty much this whole corner.
Okay. And were you standing, sitting?
Standing.
Was everyone standing?
Everyone was standing.
And there's a curb. Were you guys up on the curb and the bump out, or were any of the people that were watching with your group in the street?
Most of the children were sort of in the front area on the curb and out into the street, and most of the adults had sort of huddled behind.
Okay. I'm assuming that the purpose is candy's handed out so the kids got it first?
Sure, correct.
Okay. And where were you, if you look at that circle, were you, as we're looking at the diagram, towards the right of that circle, which would be east, or were you to the left of the circle, which would be west?
I know I'm drawing on this a lot, probably right here in the back, towards right in the middle.
And how about your kids?
Right out here in the front.
Thank you. And were there other people, as you were standing looking at the street, which way is the parade coming? Is it coming from, as you're looking at the street, your left down to your right? If you draw an
Correct.
arrow.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
Thanks. And what, approximately what time did you get there? Do you know?
Most of us had just come from a soccer game in Brookfield, so I think we got there probably right before it started, 3:45, 3:50. I believe it started at 4.
So again, there were there a lot of people in to the right and to the left of you, spectators?
It was pretty packed. Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. At some point, and we can take this exhibit down, at some point did you hear some type of commotion?
I did.
Do you know where in the parade route, like what floats had just gone through or what floats were in front of you? Did you?
Yeah, I didn't recall at the time what float was about to come in front of us, but I do know that the Dancing Grannies had just passed us.
Okay.
And then that's when I heard the commotion, an audible gasp. There was a large vehicle kind of blocking our view of what was coming, kind of obscured anything, and then that's when I saw a red SUV from the north side come around in front of that vehicle. It headed straight for that corner where our children were, so it was kind of coming dead on at us. And then at the last second kind of clipped that corner and then veered off, and I saw it continue on into the Dancing Grannies group.
So as you were looking to your left, which would be, and I'm horrible at directions, it would be to the east. As you were looking there, when you said you heard a gasp?
Yeah, like an audible gasp, commotion, just an eerie sound of not parade sounds, just a loud, like, draws your attention to something is going on, but we couldn't see because, again, there was a large vehicle right there.
And I'm assuming the large vehicle that you're describing was part of the parade?
Correct.
Approximately how far to your left, as you're looking at the parade, was the vehicle when you first saw it, the red SUV that you've described?
Hold on, there's been an objection. I was mid-question, so if you could just re-ask it, I didn't
Sure.
know.
Approximately how far from your position was the red SUV when you first saw it?
It would have been.
Oh, is there
There's been no objection.
Okay.
So you may answer.
Okay.
It would have been on, I believe that's the south side of the street, so maybe 30 feet.
So you first saw it approximately 30 feet to your left, and it would have been on the opposite side of the road from where you were seated.
Yeah, just on the other side of the large vehicle, that Suburban that was there.
So on the driver's side or the passenger
Driver's
side?
side.
Thank you. So the vehicle comes on the driver's side of that car that was in the parade. What do you see next?
I saw it come along the side of it, and then once it cleared that vehicle, it made it which would have been a right-hand turn right towards our corner. I remember having a split second of what is going on, and then I remember screaming, "Get back," because all of our children were right there. It came through, it veered off, and my immediate thought was he hit something in the front there and then continued off. I would say the parents, mostly the dads, kind of ran up there and kind of check on the children, and I recall at that moment, after a second pause, looking down the road to see where it was going. My immediate thought was to kind of run after it, and then I realized I had an injured child and a 3-year-old as well that was there. I distinctly remember seeing 2 victims laying in the street, and then I looked up the other way where it had come, and I saw a woman with plaid pajamas lying in the street up the road, and that's when I grabbed my daughter and grabbed her to pull her back.
So when you said that you looked to your right and you saw two other people in the roadway, were they from your group or were they from a different group?
This was after probably 3 to 4 seconds in duration. It was advanced up into the Dancing Grannies group that had just passed us.
Could you tell the path of travel you said it was heading towards your corner and then it veered away? Do you recall, can you describe that?
Yeah, it veered away and then headed right back, continued down Main Street, seemingly right down the middle of the road.
Okay. And did you see it impact the grannies, or
I
did you
not.
just see bodies after
I
the
just
car
saw
went through
the
them?
victims on the ground.
Thank you.
Sir, do me a favor. Try to wait until she's fully asked the question. I know it can be a little nerve-wracking, just so that the record is clear.
You bet.
Thank you so much.
Sir, how old are the children, your children that were at the parade?
Objection.
Overruled.
My children at the time was 7, and my youngest was 3.
And they were, you indicated, if I can have Exhibit 51 back up? Again, if you can put an X approximately where you were standing.
I believe I was standing sort of right back there a little bit on the sidewalk.
Okay. And your 7-year-old was approximately where? And your 3-year-old?
She had just come back by me a few minutes prior, so she was back by me.
She was up on the curb.
Correct.
And the path of travel as the vehicle came towards you, can you put an arrow approximately where you think it was veering from and where it was going towards?
Objection speculative.
Overruled.
I believe it was coming right at us and then quickly went that way.
Okay, thank you. Were you able to estimate how fast the car was going?
Faster than normal speed limit on that road, I would say 25 to 30 miles per hour.
Okay. Did you hear a horn honking prior to it coming up on your group?
I did not.
Did the vehicle stop? Strike that. Were any people that were with your group injured?
Yes.
Who was injured?
My daughter, my 7-year-old daughter, had her foot ran over, her left foot, broke 4 toes, and also her tibia and fibula in her leg. And then there was another friend of ours, younger daughter, who was next to her. I believe she got sideswiped from the vehicle with some face damage. Sorry.
And what was that girl's last name?
Knapp.
Knapp?
Correct.
And your 7-year-old, what is her name?
Brinley.
Brinley?
Correct.
Okay. Did you said that there was something with her tibia and
Fibula. Correct.
fibula. Were they broken?
They were
or?
broken. Yes, sorry. They were
Okay,
broken.
sorry. What did you do?
When, at that moment,
Right after the car went past your daughter.
So we leaped up. My daughter was crying. Many of the children were crying. We were trying to triage through and just seeing who was injured, and because it came that close. And again, I had looked down, kind of just assessed the situation a little bit. I had grabbed my daughter, had set her back on the curb a little bit. Grabbed my oldest daughter, with the injuries. I grabbed my 3-year-old and set them there as well. And then at some point, a few moments later, got them. The other parents were lining up the children on the side of Clinton Street, on the side of the Steaming Cup, over in this area. So we eventually moved the kids back there.
Did you take Brinley that evening for medical care?
I did not.
Okay. How did you know that she had broken toes?
So there's a couple variables that came into play there. We did not know at the moment. I knew that she had a foot injury, and I did the typical dad thing, and I downplayed the initial injury. I carried her to the car. At the time of walking to the car, as a leader at Pro Healthcare where I work, I got an alert that the hospital was on lockdown. So my initial thought was to take her up to the hospital myself. her acuity versus other victims laying in the road didn't warrant her waiting for an ambulance, and I could take her. At that time, when I got the lockdown notice on my phone, I decided to call my wife, who is a nurse practitioner in urgent care at the time, and I said, you're going to want to check this out. She was almost done with her shift anyways. We lived 15 minutes from the house, so we kind of convened there. She looked at it and decided to take her in at that moment.
So what foot was run over?
Her left foot.
When she, after the car drove over her foot, did she still have her shoe on?
She had, no, both shoes had come off somehow, but we lost one eventually, and then the other one, we found one.
Were you able to look at specifically the left shoe after the car went past?
I was.
Overruled. You may answer.
I did see the shoe later on. I think it was the next morning when we kind of had a chance to collect ourselves, and I recall seeing a tread mark across her shoes.
That be consistent with the tire mark?
It would be.
So the right shoe was unable to be located that night, correct?
Correct.
And the left shoe you did find, and that's what you took home with you?
Correct.
Now, you said that at the time you didn't feel that your daughter should be taken by ambulance because of what you were seeing. Can you describe to the jury what you were seeing?
Just mass chaos. Nothing like I'm a combat veteran. I've been around mass hysteria most of my career, and I had never seen anything like this in such a safe environment where it was just hysteria, screams, sirens everywhere, just. And unknowing, are there other vehicles coming down? Like, what is actually going on here? So it was just an odd, eerie feeling for a very long period there.
And you would indicate you had seen a woman with plaid pants?
It seemed like pajama pants. Correct.
Okay. To the left of you?
Correct.
And did you see her being treated?
I saw many individuals standing around her. I know that one of the parents in our group is a physician. I believe she went on to render aid somewhere. I don't know if it was her or not, but I remember seeing a large presence around that woman.
And then, did you see any bodies to the right of your position?
Yes, that's where I saw two within which would have been part of the dancing granny group. I don't know if they were the grannies or not at the time. I just knew that there were two people laying on the ground.
So I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 15. And I'm just going to have it viewed in front of you initially. Do you recognize generally this map?
I do.
And do you see the position that you and your family were on November 21st of last year?
I do.
And do you see your daughter's name in a box that's above the word steaming cup?
I do.
And it's connected to a star that's orange in color?
Correct.
Is that the approximate location of where you and your family were when your daughter was run over?
That
your foot was run over? May I publish it to the jury? It's previously been admitted.
You may.
Again, showing the jury State's Exhibit 15, if you can circle the orange star that's associated with where your daughter was struck. Thank you. And the approximate location that you observed the woman to your left?
Objection.
Overruled. You may answer.
And to your right? Next, I want to show you what has been...
Before you move on, I just want the record to reflect, because it wasn't screen captured, that the stars that he circled on Exhibit 15...
Actually, sir, before, so we can capture it, can you again circle the area where you and your family were?
Objection already.
Overruled. He may do it again since it was cleared before we captured it.
And then the area where you saw a body down on the ground to your left?
Plaid pants.
And that's, you indicate that she had plaid pants, or it was a woman who had plaid pants?
Plaid, looked like pajama pants.
Okay.
Correct.
Do you recall what else she was wearing?
I don't.
Okay. And then to your right? And that would be the circles, if we can save that and mark it as 15. Dang it. Okay.
I think we're on B as well. It'll be marked as Exhibit B.
Thank you.
Sorry, 15B.
And where you mark the circle to your left, that was associated with the same place where there's a name Jane Kulik.
Yes.
Overruled.
And where you circle to the right, there are 7 different names under Dancing Grannies. Is that fair?
Objection.
Overruled. Can you answer?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part that you said, Mr. Brooks. Are you withdrawing that?
No, I'm not.
What did you say then?
I said it's pretty obvious from the picture. It's leading the witness.
All right, your objections noted. It's overruled. His answers may stand.
Thank you. Sir, I'm next going to show you Exhibit 49, which is a video. I'm first going to have it played or put in front of you on your screen. If you can just let me know when you see a depiction on that screen.
I see it.
And you saw first couple seconds of that. Let me play it one more time and then ask you if you recognize that. Okay. I stopped it at 3 seconds. And do you recognize that area?
I do.
What is that area?
That's the corner right in front of People's Park where we were at the parade.
Okay. And you had said, is People's Park across from Steaming Cup?
Oh, sorry, Steaming Cup. Yeah, People's Park is directly across from Steaming Cup.
And that would have been the corner that you were located with your family?
At the Steaming Cup corner. Correct.
And do you see yourself depicted in this video?
I do.
Do you believe it accurately represents what you observed that day and what you did?
I do.
Okay. I would ask that Exhibit 49 be admitted into evidence and published to the jury.
For the record, how long is the video clip?
It is 8 seconds.
All right, thank you. Exhibit 49 is received. Permission to publish is granted.
Thank you.
Objection noted for the record, Your Honor.
It is.
Okay, if we can play it starting at 0, going through the entire 8 seconds. Thank you. And you stated that you did see yourself in that video?
I did.
Going to the initial screen of that video, which would be at 0 seconds. Oh, we can put it back up. Do you see yourself in, it's at 0 seconds, do you see yourself in this still frame?
Yes.
Can you circle, again, using the touch screen, where you are? And are you carrying Brindley?
I am.
Thank you. You can clear the screen. And next I would like to show just you on Exhibit 50. And see if you recognize this intersection as it plays through for approximately 5 seconds. Do you recognize that as being the intersection you and your family were at?
Just forward of our location, yes.
So as you're looking at this, would it be, as you're looking at the screen, to the left?
Objection, reading witness.
Sustained is the form of the question, if you would please rephrase.
Where would you and your family have been in relationship to this, where this video was taken?
To the left.
Okay. And the person taking the video, are they on the same side of the street as you are, or a different side?
Objection. Proceed.
Overruled.
Looks to be the same side as our street.
Okay. And you just saw the dancing grannies go through?
Correct.
Does that accurately depict what you observed prior to the car coming through the parade?
Yes.
Okay. I would ask the court to admit Exhibit number 50 and ask that it be published for the jury.
Your objections noted. Exhibit 50 is received. Permission to publish is granted.
So we're going to start at 0 and just go through the 11 seconds. And I'll ask you questions about the video if you may start it. Sir, is that the red SUV that you previously described as striking your daughter?
It is.
And that white vehicle that you saw in that frame, was that the vehicle that you saw that was impeding your ability to see it initially, or is that a different vehicle?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled. You may answer.
I believe that was a different vehicle.
Okay. And was that the path of travel that you observed that vehicle take, which was on the north side? Thank you. North side of the street.
It is.
And then after it passed that intersection, you indicated that it went towards the middle and into the grannies?
It felt like that. Definitely.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Any questions for this witness?
Yes. Just 1 second.
Of course, there are.
Do you remember what time it was when you observed the vehicle?
I don't recall the specific time I saw a red SUV. No.
You stated earlier that you saw the vehicle clip the corner. Would that be fair to say?
I saw it clip the corner of where the children were standing, correct.
And what do you mean by clip?
Come into contact with children that were in the front of that group of kids.
Is that how you would define clip?
That's my definition of clip, correct.
You stated also that it veered quickly away from, I'm guessing, that corner. What do you mean by veered quickly away?
The vehicle at one point was coming straight at us, and then the next moment it was heading 45 degrees back on the original route, so it quickly turned to get back onto the street. Otherwise it would have come onto the corner, onto that intersection at Clinton Street.
So it's fair to say if the vehicle did not quickly veer, as you say, it would have ran right into the people on the corner.
That's a fair statement, yes.
Is it also a fair statement to assume that the vehicle veered quickly away from that because it didn't want to strike the people on that corner?
Objection.
Grounds.
Speculation.
Grounds.
Sustained. Calls for speculation on the part of this witness. You do not have to answer.
In your opinion, why would the vehicle have quickly veered?
Objection. Again.
Grounds.
Speculation.
Grounds.
Sustained. Calls for speculation.
If you were driving the vehicle and were able at any time to see people directly in your path, would you veer away?
Objection. Relevance for this
Grounds.
trial.
Sustained.
And I had the grounds for the sustain?
It's not relevant for this witness to answer that question. Calls for a hypothetical that he has not been qualified to answer. So it's also on foundation grounds.
Did you get a look at the driver of the vehicle?
I recall looking into the window, but my memory doesn't put a face to that or an image to that, so no.
Did you get the license plate number of the vehicle?
No.
You see any tents on the vehicle that you recall?
No, I was not paying attention to the vehicle after it came down barreling at the children. My eyes, tunnel vision to the kids.
So it'd be fair to say that with you focusing on the kids, it would be difficult to describe the vehicle at that point.
Outside of it obviously being a red SUV in my mind as I saw it come down, I couldn't recall any other details about the vehicle.
So it'd be fair to say the only thing you can recall about the vehicle was the color of it.
That it was a red SUV, a larger vehicle.
So the color of it.
Correct.
You stated that you initially waited before you seek medical attention. Any reason why you would wait?
I walked through the variables earlier. The hospital was on lockdown. I'm familiar with hospital operations enough to know that the acuity for my daughter didn't warrant me taking resources from other victims. My wife's a provider, an urgent care nurse practitioner. I felt she would be in a better position 15, 20 minutes later to assess and handle that from there.
You stated you did the father thing, as you put it, and downplayed the significance of the injury. Any reason why you would downplay it?
I think my initial reaction was a little confusion of what was going on and not seeing any bones sticking out or any blood. I immediately went into this sort of you're okay, meaning compared to everything else I'm seeing around us, you're in an okay position right now to get home. So I don't know if it was downplaying the injury per se, but it was more of just a triaging in my own mind of going, it's not that, it's okay.
It would be fair to say that the language you used was you downplayed the injury. Would that be fair to say?
Yep, that's correct.
After the vehicle passed you, did you observe anyone being struck?
No.
Before the vehicle approached, did you observe anyone being struck?
Yes.
You also stated that at one point, after you were observing the path of travel of the vehicle, that it felt like it was straightening up into the middle of the parade route. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
What do you mean by it felt that way?
Maybe in an incorrect term on my part. My recollection of the memory was that when it veered off, it went on and continued down the middle of Main Street.
So would it be fair to say that you really don't recall?
I certainly recall the vehicle heading back down Main Street, down the middle of Main Street.
I'm referring to you saying that what it felt like as opposed to what you recall it doing.
I used the incorrect term there. When I said felt, it was more of the word choice of recall I should have used.
And you stated that you would estimate the speed of the vehicle to be about 25 miles an hour?
I said 25 to 30 miles per hour.
So somewhere in between that?
Correct.
And you also stated that it was the vehicle was about 30 feet away from you?
When I first initially saw the video, the vehicle was 30 feet away. It was just on the other side of the vehicle, the large suburban vehicle.
So how could you come to the determination of the speed?
Because it was barreling right at us. So as it came around the vehicle, started coming towards us, it felt like 25 to 30 miles per hour, and then as it veered off, no brake lights, just veered off and continued right down Main Street at that rate of speed.
So it felt like that was the speed. Is the term you just used again, felt. It felt like it was going that speed.
So I'm using the term felt, and I am defining that as sort of a mental recollection or a gut feel. I'm not trained in assessing speed, so my gut feel, what I felt at that time, driving that street numerous times, is that it was going 25 to 30 miles per hour.
So would it be fair to say, based on what you just said, that you're not trained in speed analyzation, that would it be fair? Would it be fair to say that you don't know exactly the speed of the vehicle?
Objection.
Grounds. That's based on what he
Hold
said.
on, you asked multiple questions, so I'm going off of the very last question that you asked. And that is, would it be fair to say that you don't know the speed of the vehicle? To that question, the objection is overruled and the witness may answer.
Yes, without looking at a speedometer, I would have no way of knowing exactly how fast that vehicle was going.
Did you notice any damage to the vehicle at that point that it passed you?
I don't recall honing in on that level of detail on the vehicle, so I don't recall.
Do you recall if you may have seen anyone else present in the vehicle?
I don't recall.
Did you ever make any statements to law enforcement after the incident at any time?
My wife and I both shared information on behalf of the crash report and our findings, or our initial statement.
You recall if that was the same night of the incident or in the following days after?
That was the following days.
Do you recall if it was a few days after or maybe a week or two?
I don't recall specifically. I believe probably within a week or so.
Any idea why it took so long for you to give a report? You and your wife, rather, to give a report?
Yeah, just dealing with my daughter and getting her situated and just the magnitude of the incident. I think it took them a little bit longer. I think we were in contact pretty quickly, but it just took a while for them to get the resources back to us to collect everything.
Did you initially initiate the contact with attempting to file a report?
I can't recall specifically. It's been close to a year, but I believe we did reach out to the DA's office at some point in the following days.
Did you do any follow-up after that initial contact to see if maybe your report had been filed or anything like that?
At that point, the DA's office stayed in contact with us to let us know that everything they needed had been captured.
Do you recall who you talked to from the DA's office?
I don't recall.
And do you recall being told that you may be called to testify in this matter?
I do.
Were you seeking to testify in this matter?
I know I was subpoenaed directly from the DA's office.
So you didn't have any intention to testify in this matter before being subpoenaed?
I knew it was a possibility. I never reached out to request to testify. I let them do their job, and they reached out to me to let me know that I would get subpoenaed.
Have you read or seen any complaint in this matter?
Objection day.
Grounds?
Sustained.
Have you or your wife filed any claims in this matter?
Which claim? Define claims.
Referring to being an injured party or anything of that nature?
We submitted a claim with the DA's office, I believe, for potential medical reimbursement.
So that would be in regards to the medical bills?
For my daughter, correct.
So would it be fair to say that you have a financial interest in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds?
Relevance.
Grounds?
Sustained.
Unbelievable.
Would you consider yourself to be an injured party in this matter?
Me personally, no. Not physically.
So you weren't injured in any way in this?
Not physically injured, no.
Are you aware of the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection. Relevance.
Grounds?
Sustained.
Ever had any contact with the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds?
Vague. Sustained.
Ever had any phone conversations or personal interactions with the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds?
Again, with regard to the nature of the question, it's vague.
Sustained.
I don't believe that's vague, Your Honor. I asked specifically if there were any phone conversations or personal interactions. I don't think that's vague. I think that's pretty clear.
Sustained.
And I also believe the jury deserves to know if there is a plaintiff in this matter.
Your objection's noted. It's to that particular statement. Your statement is noted. To the objection from the state, it is sustained. Next question, please.
Are you aware if there even is a plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds?
Sustained.
May I have the grounds for the sustain, Your Honor?
Relevance.
I would object and say that it's very relevant. Again, citing
Your
that.
objection is noted. Next question, please.
Were you ever contacted by anyone who identified as the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds?
Sustained. Still vague.
That's pretty clear, Your Honor. The jury deserves to know this information.
Mr. Brooks, the objection has been sustained. Next question, please.
No further questions.
Thank you. Any redirect?
Briefly. Sir, on cross-examination, you had testified that you did not see any brake lights. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Objection.
Ground.
Relevancy.
Overruled.
Oh, now that is classic. Did you see Leslie get a chuckle out of Judge Doro saying grounds? Let's watch that again.
Any redirect?
Briefly. Sir, on cross-examination, you had testified that you did not see any brake lights. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Objection.
Ground.
Relevancy.
Overruled.
Sorry, correct, yes.
Okay. You testified further on cross-examination that you observed the red SUV strike an individual to your left. Is that correct?
Objection. He also stated that he was focused on his children and not focused on...
That's an argumentative statement. What's the legal basis for your objection, Mr. Brooks?
That is hearsay.
Overruled.
I did not see the individual to my left get hit. I just saw her on the ground, or the victim on the ground.
After you saw her on the ground, did the red SUV stop?
Objection. Hearsay.
Overruled. You may answer.
I did not see the red SUV from that duration of the parade. I didn't see the red SUV until the vehicle had already passed that position and came around the other large SUV. So I can't speak to what happened back there.
Was there anything that you could see in the roadway that would have prevented that red SUV from stopping before it started veering towards your group?
Objection. Hearsay. Stay. You didn't see. You couldn't
The
see
objection to
above that.
hearsay is noted. It's overruled. You may answer.
Can you ask the question again, please?
Certainly. Did you see anything in front of you that would have prevented the red SUV from stopping as it passed that car that obstructed your view initially?
Objection, irrelevancy.
Overruled. You may answer.
Nothing that I saw would have stopped him. That wouldn't have allowed him to stop.
And after he impacted your group that was watching the parade and it continued on towards the Dancing Grannies, was there anything that you could see that would have stopped the red SUV?
Objection, who is the he you're referring to?
I don't understand the objection. Were you done asking your question?
I was.
Overruled. You may
Objection.
answer.
I don't consent to being called he. We don't even know the he that's being referred to.
Overruled.
The witness didn't identify a he.
Overruled.
I don't recall seeing anything in the road that would have stopped him from stopping, prevented him from stopping.
Thank you. Nothing further.
All right. Thank you. You may step down. This will be an excellent point to take our mid-morning break. We'll be in recess for about 15 minutes. All rise for the jury, please. All right. Thank you, everyone. We are in recess. We'll be back in about 15 minutes.
The following is an audio interview between law enforcement and those who witnessed the tragic incident at the 2021 Waukesha Christmas Parade. Some may find this audio difficult to listen to. Viewer discretion is advised. Adam and Stefanie Bonesteel participated in the parade that day with Stefanie's employer, Citizens Bank. Adam was driving the truck which pulled the Citizens Bank float, while Stefanie was walking alongside and sometimes behind the float. Please remember to be respectful of the victims and the witnesses in your comments.
The good moments are starting to just get more of those.
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Just trying to. Both our kids were there. Trying not to think of the what ifs.
Yeah.
How, whys. Just look forward and.
So from what I understand, you were pulling the float for Citizens Bank?
Yes.
Okay. And Stefanie, were you in the vehicle with Adam?
I was walking,
You were walking.
and my kids were also.
Okay, so you were behind the float.
Yes, I was on the side of the car, came through, but not up. I was lagging behind a little bit.
Okay. And what are the ages of your children?
Our daughter is 13 and our son is 10.
Okay. Prior to everything happening, do you guys remember anything that seemed out of place or unusual or?
The one thing I remember when I was driving, I heard sirens. And all I thought to myself was, that's odd.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think, we've done a lot of parades.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, I don't think we were by the fire engines, and usually they're usually in front. So we were probably, 2/3 of the way back as our number was.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think it, other than, I'm hearing sirens. And my driver's window was down. I had another woman who was volunteering with us. Her 6-year-old daughter was in the passenger seat.
Okay.
With me, so I kept her window up. Usually I do have, so I can keep an ear on things and an eye on things. I'm basically looking backward more than I'm looking forward in these, because I have people walking up, pulling things off the trailer. And,
Right.
And so that is the only odd thing I heard that I did say to myself that, I'm hearing sirens.
Yeah.
That was it.
Who was in front of you in the parade?
The Dancing Grannies.
Were they directly in front of you?
They were directly in front of us, but there was probably, I would say, a good 20 yards between us at this time.
Okay.
So as the road's set up on Main Street, and I don't know the crossroads,
where we were.
Yeah.
But they were basically at the first crossroad, and then the dance team behind us was about that far behind us,
It seemed like we were the only one on that block.
in between those two cross streets.
Okay. Which makes sense now because they were probably in the 200 block crossing the street.
That would be correct. Their vehicle, they were ahead of their vehicle. They had a small SUV that carried their supplies and had the stereo system on top of it. And they were in front of him, and he was probably crossing that street. So they had been on that block.
So you heard the sirens.
And that was before we got into that block.
Okay.
Or maybe as I was crossing, because I remember looking to my right, I hear sirens, and I looked over to my right and I could see down the street, but then then I just went back into
Driving the flow. Do you remember hearing or seeing anything, Stephanie, prior?
The first thing I saw, that was out of place was when I looked. I heard commotion behind me on the parade route, and it first, but you're so focused on what you're doing, where you're walking, that at first it didn't register, but then I heard something again, and I turned and I looked, and it was pretty dark at that point, and I just remember seeing headlights.
Okay.
That were coming. Again, it was probably, I'm terrible with distance, but it was back by, I think, the crossroad. It was a ways back. It was not very close.
And if I keep asking the same questions over, please forgive me. Do you recall hearing the vehicle making any sounds? Do you remember hearing any horns honking? No. Do you remember the sound of a vehicle accelerating?
It felt like as it passed me, it seemed like it was speeding up.
Okay.
And I would have to think that that's because of what I heard, and maybe just because it was zipping by also.
Yeah. So from my understanding, where you were at, the vehicle probably blew past you on your left side.
My right side.
Your right side?
Yes, because I was sitting in the street, but then I saw this coming, and of course your first inclination is to get out of the way, but I didn't know where my kids were.
Right.
So I was kind of moving out of the way, but also looking and there's just so many people that, that it was packed. Just the sides of the streets were packed with people watching the parade. And I was looking for them and moving out of the way and watching where this car is going at the same time. It's all kind of a blur, but I stepped off. I don't know if I made it up on the sidewalk, but I was certainly on the side. I guess that would be both directions. I know I was right in front of, what was the name of the cigar bar? Nice Ash Cigar Bar is right where we were, because that's, they ended up pulling us in to the bar. So yeah, I had stepped off. So the car passed between me and the float, which was kind of in the middle of the road.
So there wasn't much distance between you and the vehicle, if I get this right?
No, not at all.
Probably less than an arm's length?
No, it was a little further than that. Again, bad with distance.
Well, we're dealing with memory, and memories,
I know those streets are quite narrow too, so it couldn't have been
Yeah,
too far. 5 feet, maybe.
5 feet. Could you feel the vehicle pass you on the right side?
I can't remember. I can't recall if I did.
Okay. I bet you were more surprised, if anything.
Yes. Just trying to process what's going on. And again, trying to figure out where my kids are.
If you need me to stop, let me know.
Okay.
This might get a little difficult. Did you see what happened in front of you then?
Yes. I did. But I saw when the car was about parallel to our Suburban. We were using our personal vehicle.
Yeah.
When the car was about next to the Suburban, I heard the impact and I saw. We have these red ponchos, fleece ponchos that we wear during parades.
Yeah.
And we all, pretty much all of the people walking the parade, my kids did not have them on though. I didn't have them on.
No.
But I watched where this car was going and about next to the Suburban, heard the impact, and I just remember seeing a red poncho go flying in the air. And that's when I knew that someone from our group had been struck. I did not know who it was at that point. I really did not know. It's hard to describe when you're in a parade. We've done, like he said, we've done a lot of them, and a lot of times you're just honestly trying to keep up with the float, and you're looking at kids and you're throwing candy to them,
right.
And you're more focused on what you're doing. It's you kind of lose sense of where you are even on the parade route, and I always am worried about, especially when we have kids walking with us, I always tell them, don't get too close to the float, please. Make sure you give yourself good distance.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell people to do never get in between the vehicle and the float when it's moving, because even if it's stopped, he'll start going. He's not, wouldn't necessarily know that somebody had stepped in between.
Right.
Yeah, and then shortly after that, and the car kept going. I don't think it slowed down at all. If anything, like I said, I just got the sense that it was going faster. And I found my kids. I don't remember even which one I found first. But it was pretty quick that I found. Thankfully, I was able to find both of them pretty much one right after another. I just grabbed onto them, and then he came.
So you didn't know where your kids were?
No.
So that
I knew they were on the side I was on.
Okay.
But I didn't know, if they were, how far up or down they were. I guess I had a sense that maybe they were ahead of where I was a little. But again, there was just so many people and it was dark. And at that point, it's just a lot of confusion setting in.
Or what even happened prior to what you had seen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Adam, did you see this happen?
Yes. So driving the vehicle, Maddie, the 6-year-old girl in the car, was in the front seat. She was sitting a little bit up on the front seat, and I am constantly in my side mirrors for walkers coming up, grabbing things to throw.
Right.
I was actually looking around her because my normal view was not. She was obstructing it. I checked my right side mirror, and a walker was grabbing some things off the trailer. I checked my speed. I looked at my speedometer. It said 2 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
From that point, I went to my left rear view mirror and I saw two headlights to the side of the vehicle, and I thought for a split second that it was the dance vehicle, the club's vehicle behind me. I kept looking in the rearview mirror to see the impact to Jane.
Yeah.
Hearing it and seeing it, the vehicle hit her. She went up on the hood. Her head impacted the windshield. She was on the hood as it's going by my side. I can hear the vehicle accelerating. The roar of the engine. It was vivid. Again, my window was down. I will tell you, it would be in an arm's length. Like, I could have grabbed her.
Mm-hmm.
The vehicle got in front of me. She fell off the front of the vehicle, and he proceeded to run her over with the right front tire and the right rear tire and accelerate on. At the time he was accelerating on, I had gotten out of my vehicle and was running because I thought it was
walking
Stefanie.
alongside him when we do praise. I usually and he is when we both around.
I got up to the person down and was trying to process. She was on her side, face away from me. We're down. I was trying to process what Steph was wearing to figure out who this is. And when I realized it was not Steph, I immediately ran backwards behind the float and found Steph and our two kids on the sidewalk. And immediately ran. Once I knew that they were okay, my daughter's best friend was in the dance team behind us. She was in the parade as well.
Is she okay?
She is okay. She is. Her other friend is at Children's right now, and I know Addison's parents weren't there, or her mother was waiting after we found out after the fact, but her mother wasn't in the parade with her. So I ran back there to find her and make sure she was okay, and just grabbed her, and she was telling me that their friend Sam is down and was hit, and I just told her to stay with me and stay on the sidewalk. And then some other parents that were in the parade, they stayed together on the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back to them, and at that time the cigar bar, the people in the bar had opened their doors to let our group in and get them off the streets.
Were you able to see any details regarding the vehicle that passed you? Do you remember the color?
The color was red. I could not identify the driver. I did not. I just watched the person on the hood. I think it was red. Was it can I guess? Was it a Ford?
It's a red vehicle. You're just not sure what type. Yeah, it was a Ford.
I mean, just based on the back end, it looked like a Ford.
It was a smaller SUV.
Right.
Correct? Yeah. Yeah. You didn't see anything about the driver, though?
No, sir.
Okay. And at this point, it really doesn't matter. We're sure who it is. And yeah, have you seen anything?
No, sir.
Okay.
We have not turned on the news. We're not social media people, so
I've been keeping it, you haven't.
I don't have any Twitter, Facebook.
You're better off.
I know.
Yeah, you're better off.
Well, that's a story on its own.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I do know some information about the gentleman just because of my brother is in law enforcement, and he called me on Tuesday, and he was from Deer hunting, and he had no clue any of this.
He didn't know that we
that we were.
He knew what had happened, but he didn't realize we were there.
How much we were involved.
You guys were like at the epicenter.
Yeah.
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 A block behind you and a block in front of you.
Yeah.
Did you know Jane?
No, not really. She had been hired at the bank about a year ago.
Okay.
And because of COVID, I haven't been out to our branches very much.
Okay.
I was trying to think. I think that honestly was probably the first time I had met her in person.
Okay. Doesn't matter much, but I'm just trying to figure out relationships. You said you hadn't been out to that branch. Are you like a manager, district manager, or?
I'm the marketing director.
Marketing director. Okay.
I work out of an office in Chronological.
Okay.
And kind of the one who always organizes the parades.
Okay.
And we oftentimes have a hard time finding volunteers to want to do them, and we did pull together a pretty large crew for this, but we never found anybody else to drive. So that's how he has gotten roped into a clown to help me out.
You guys had about 12 to 15 in the parade?
I think the sick thing is I have a group photo on my phone that we took before.
I would say about 12 to 15.
I think 13 was my count.
Because there were 8 of us that left.
8 of us left together. Alyssa.
And there's 12. There's about 15.
Okay, those are 15. Some people, my brother kids. The little one was in the car because her mom said she's slow, she wouldn't keep up. I'm so thankful she was in the car.
Do you guys want to talk at all about the aftermath of anything else you may have seen?
I can. They were in the bar.
They were in the bar. Okay.
Yeah.
We honestly, I'm thankful that we haven't pried too much with our kids. We ask if they want to talk. If they, we actually had my daughter speak with someone.
Okay.
Someone who is actually my best friend is becoming a mental health professional for children. She's almost done with school. So anyway, she spoke with her too. But I don't think they may have seen Jane be hit to a degree, maybe as much as I saw, maybe more. I don't know if they were a little further up, but they didn't see as much as I'm sure a lot of other people did, and I'm thankful for that, at least, that we did.
We'll let them talk about it on their own if they want to bring it up to us and what they saw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to pry.
I don't want to ask them questions. They have not heard this story from me as far as what I had seen.
So I don't really have much more to offer beyond that because unless there's anything specific you want to talk about again, but we pretty much just took shelter in the bar at that point.
I was on the streets and had gone back to where the dance team was and saw the 4 girls on the ground, and just, not that I can help, I'm not trained in any of this. I guess just went back to see if I could make sure everybody was being tended to, or I can't answer why I went back there. People on the streets crying for their children that they couldn't find, yelling. A lot of people were calling out for ones they couldn't find. I went back to where Jane was lying, and there were people doing CPR on her, chest compressions, I remember. And then ambulances, I was doing all of this extremely numb, not comprehending a lot of what's going on, trying to kind of just pack. At that point, I just started packing everything and trying to get us home. Get the float wrapped up. I wanted to get out of there. I wasn't quick enough before they started tying everything off and making it the crime scene, and then I couldn't do anything.
Was your vehicle stuck down there for overnight?
It was stuck overnight, yeah. I got called the next day.
Okay.
That they were starting to clean up the streets. That was on around noon on Monday. So I had to go back down there, get it. Which, I had her take me to the library, and then I just walked in from the library.
Yeah.
Found an officer and said, this is what they told me to do. And then they let me out, and the one officer that helped me and led me out said, did you witness anything? And that's when I gave her my information. And you're good.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Did your vehicle get struck?
No, sir.
Did the float get struck at all?
No, sir.
Okay.
There's got to be, I maybe moved the vehicle over from where I was. It may have gotten moved over 10 feet closer to the sidewalk, but then I jumped out of the vehicle. So where it was sitting wasn't where, the distances of where he went through. There was a little bit more room.
Okay.
It seemed like you went.
Yeah, I veered to my left and hit the park and bolted out of the vehicle.
Where you left it.
And then I tried to wrap everything up, and then we had everyone at that point in our group. There were 8 of us left. We had a couple of,
And
Alyssa, yeah, there were 10 of us. So
Alyssa and your friend were there too.
We had to get to their vehicles over by the library and the middle school.
Yeah.
Or whatever's over there. And then, we just all walked as a group.
I've talked to a lot of people. I keep hearing about balloons popping.
I can't answer that, sir.
Do you recall anything about balloons popping? Okay.
I do remember as we were going into the bar that there were some people saying that there were shots fired. That message was, I did hear after the fact that was an officer trying to stop the vehicle back earlier in the route. But that felt like it was coming from the, back meeting, behind us on the parade route. It felt like that rumor was kind of coming up the street a little bit.
Like it was happening in front of?
No, like people that were coming from behind, like where the dance team was, from that direction,
okay.
Coming towards our where we were on the street. People were saying, somebody was saying that there were shots fired, but I don't recall hearing. I'm sure if I had heard any popping noise of any kind, I would have freaked out about that, but I don't remember hearing anything that would have been gunshots or balloons or anything like that.
Okay, okay.
It is pretty loud in the streets, especially at, this parade.
Mhm.
There's a lot of people,
Music.
so there is a lot of crowd noise. There's a lot of music.
Right.
So, you hear things, and there's a lot of, it's a parade. There's a lot of odd things that happen. So, if you hear something like that, then your mind probably would go off to, it's a parade act.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anyone else I should follow up with what they may have seen? I've talked to Karen. I don't know if you know Karen.
Yes, I know Karen.
I've talked to Kristen.
Okay. They were. We probably saw a lot more too, because I'm guessing they were.
It seems like Kristen was rather close, and then Karen is probably just a little bit over. Yeah.
My understanding is that basically the head of our HR, who was also there, has, I don't know if it's your card, or she said has a card.
I gave a card to Karen.
Maybe that's what she gave to Sarah.
Okay.
So, as there were a few more adults that were there.
Okay. If anyone's willing and has anything else they want to share, I am more than willing to meet them.
Okay.
I don't know if I made that clear with you. I could have went out to McWanago. So.
No, we're good.
Do either of you have a driver's license with your current information on it?
Yes.
So it's just easier to write that stuff down. Did you stay home for Thanksgiving, or did you go somewhere?
No, we were home.
Okay.
I don't think we've done a lot of leaving home.
That was the plan anyway.
Yeah.
We just have a few people over.
When he drove past you with her on the hood, do you remember any other details?
I remember thinking it was my wife.
Okay.
Just because of the red sashes, so it's hard to identify.
Yeah.
I remember I whether it's vivid or not, it seems vivid that I saw her head hit the windshield, and then it was like I could have grabbed her.
It was that close.
And because he hit her with that side of the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And she went up she went up onto the hood, like on her back, and it smacked right here on me.
And you think you could have, if you wanted to, you could have grabbed her? Okay.
It was a flash but the sound of the vehicle accelerating at this point with someone on a hood that's very vivid.
I guess with that observation, this seemed very intentional.
Absolutely. Yes.
I know that sounds like a dumb statement for me to say it like that.
No, but it
I
needs
mean,
to be said. It
yeah.
needs to be. There was no. There in this, in watching someone not only get hit but then get run over.
Yeah.
There is no remorse,
No.
whatsoever inside that vehicle.
There's no attempt to stop at all.
It is
Or avoid.
100% selfishness.
Yeah.
Or, to be honest with you, sir, when I found my family and my son is crying and asking why, all I could think about was this is an act of terror. This is, and I said terrorism.
Mm-hmm.
Again, until when Jason called me and helped me, realize some things that he's like, God placed you guys where he did. Just focus on that.
Right.
And don't look back. Don't think of what if, because it's going to kill you. It's going to eat you alive. And as as he was talking me through, what we were, he said, "Do you want to know?" He goes, "It wasn't terrorism, but do you want to know?"
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Yeah." And he informed me on what's happened over the few basically this guy's history.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a selfish individual.
There, there was no remorse, intent to stop, care, or anything
Mm-hmm.
by what I witnessed and heard. Unfortunately, my vision went complete
To her.
tunnel when I saw what was Jane on the ground.
Right.
I didn't look up. And I lost pretty much most of my senses at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Until I could process, and this is selfish as well, but that it wasn't her.
I don't think it's selfish.
It feels that way when
It's not.
But so if anything, and I can't help with anything from that point going forward.
Didn't see anything that
From
happened
Jane going
beyond.
forward, I didn't see anything happen that way.
Well, you've been extremely helpful, though. You're painting a very vivid picture of what happened. I mean, it may not seem like it. It may seem like a little small piece, but it's extremely vivid. I mean,
It's living in here.
Yeah. I mean, what you witnessed is horrible. There's video of it. To hit somebody, that's horrible. For them to hit the hood, that's horrible. But there's a whole new level when they're run over. And I'll share with you after I turn off the recorder, but I appreciate you guys coming in and telling us about this. Thank you. And if there's anyone else that's able to share this, what they witnessed, or if they have anything that they want to add, let me know. Right now we're in the middle of triaging what people have seen and what they're telling us. There was hundreds of people, maybe thousands of people on the road.
Yeah.
And some of them said, well, I saw the aftermath. Well, it was horrible, but I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, and thank you for letting us know, but it's not what we're looking for at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah. So thank
That
you.
was one of the things that Jason also said is, would you be willing to testify?
Yeah.
He goes, you were that close.
Yeah.
Now, if this is not sufficient evidence, is that, you think, going to be necessary?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Fair enough. I'm willing.
Okay. Thank you for already having that internal discussion. I haven't even really brought that up with people I'm discussing with this at this point, because I don't even know if it's going to be necessary or not. You know,
Understood.
as Jason might tell you, I mean, a lot of these don't even go to a trial.
He did not say that. He just said you may have to do
We
this.
may have to. And to be honest with you, I haven't really evaluated this much, but an individual in this situation has nothing to lose by going to a jury trial. He really has nothing to lose.
Right.
This will become a spectacle. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
In today's day and age.
Yeah. He's looking at a long time. And I don't think anyone's going to negotiate with him as far as time off. You can't. I mean, what he did was completely ghoulish. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm now sharing too much, but.
No. You know, you should not have been on the streets in the first place.
No.
The bail should have been set way higher, that people can't afford the second time you're in there for a domestic.
Right.
Anything.
Right. Especially hitting his girlfriend over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
running
I
someone
know.
over before.
Yeah.
You're a threat to society.
But that's the thing that I've dealt with my whole career. My whole career is horrible things
Bad
are not.
people don't stop being bad people.
Well, yeah, but crimes aren't perpetrated. Horrible crimes aren't perpetrated by citizens of Waukesha County on other citizens of Waukesha County.
Right.
It's never the case. The majority of the people I deal with are from Milwaukee County. Sadly. You know, sometimes it's the domestic related incident, yes. You know, but all of the homicides we've had, generally, I'm speaking in generalities, have always been a Milwaukee County resident. I'm a Waukesha County resident. Yeah. Yeah.
We ask you to please keep the victims and witnesses in your thoughts and prayers. I have included a link to the Waukesha Community Foundation Fund if you would like to learn how you can support the victims impacted by this tragedy. Thank you for watching and have a blessed day.